Man, you ever have one of those mornings where you're just sipping coffee, staring out your kitchen window, and suddenly your whole world flips upside down? That was me, Mike Tanner, at 7 a.m., watching this woman, Lydia Brooks, our HOA tyrant, slide a key into my front door like she owned the place. The lock clicks, the door swings open, and there she is, strutting in with this smug grin, like she's finally caught me red-handed at something. But then my wife, Sarah, steps out from the hallway, holding a piece of paper that makes Lydia freeze like she just saw a ghost. Let me back up. 6 months ago, Sarah and I thought we'd hit the jackpot moving into Willow Creek, this picture-perfect suburb with neat lawns and white picket fences. We're talking the kind of place where you figure your biggest problem's going to be picking the right shade of mulch. Yeah, we were naive. The day we moved in, Lydia, the HOA president, rolled up all smiles, handing us a rule book thicker than a phone book. "We keep property values high with strict standards," she said, all chipper, and I'm thinking, cool, she's just organized, right? Big mistake. 3 days in, we get our first violation. Notice our mailbox is leaning half an inch off regulation. Half an inch. I'm a building inspector, so I know a thing or two about precision, but this was next level petty. I fixed it figuring, new place, let's play nice. Then a week later, another notice. Our trash bin was out 10 hours early. Not a day, not an hour, 10 hours. I started wondering if Lydia was measuring our lawn with a ruler at midnight. Spoiler, she probably was. Things got weird fast. I'm at the kitchen window one morning, and there's Lydia trying key after key on our front door, muttering about community safety protocols. She's got this key ring that looks like it belongs to a jail warden, each key tag with what I swear are street addresses. My stomach twists as it hits mesh done this before to other houses, other families. Sarah's next to me, whispering, is she seriously trying to break in? But her voice isn't scared, it's sharp, like she's already 3 steps ahead. I tell her to call the cops, but she's grabbing her notebook, scribbling down every move Lydia makes, like she's building a case. I step outside, clear my throat loud enough to wake the block. "Lydia, what the hell are you doing?" She spins around, not embarrassed but pissed like I'm the one trespassing. "Emergency inspection," she snaps, waving her key ring like it's a badge. "Your yard's out of compliance, Spain's off pallet. Driveways over the line." I look at our perfectly normal front yard and almost laugh. "Compliance? You're trying to break into my house." She starts flipping through a clipboard of photos and forms, acting like our flower beds are a crime scene. Sarah steps out, and the air gets cold. "Lydia," she says, sweet as venom, "I'd love to see the legal doc for this emergency authority." Lydia stammers about internal HOA procedures, but Sarah shuts her down, quoting state law like a courtroom pro. Any HOA claim over private property needs transparent documentation. "Where's yours?" Lydia's face goes white, and she bolts, leaving a violation notice demanding an interior inspection in 48 hours. That night, I'm in bed, replaying Lydia's key ring in my head, when I hear scratching at the door 11 p.m., and she's back, this time with lock-picking tools like she's auditioning for a heist movie. My hands are shaking as I wake Sarah. She's got burglary gear now. Sarah's up instantly, no grogginess like she was waiting for this. "Call the cops. Start recording," she says, already checking the door frame for damage. The police dispatcher thinks it's a lost key situation until I mention the lockpicks. By the time they show up, Lydia's vanished, but Sarah's documenting scratches on our lock like a detective. "This isn't about HOA rules anymore," she says, her voice dead serious. "This is felony territory." Next morning, we're installing new deadbolts when Lydia rolls up with a locksmith and a stack of papers, claiming structural safety concerns. The locksmith looks uncomfortable, muttering. She says it's for compliance. Sarah steps in, all 5'5" of her radiating "don't mess with me" energy. If you touch that lock, you're committing criminal property damage. I'm recording. The guy packs up, saying, "I'm not going to jail for HOA nonsense." Lydia's livid, spitting out, "You can't escape your past, Mike. You ruined lives with your inspections." That hits me hard. I'm a building inspector. I catch safety violations, not personal grudges. "What you talking about?" Then a cop car pulls up, and out steps Officer Dan Harper, Lydia's husband. He looks exhausted, like he's lived this nightmare before. "Lydia, we've been over this," he says. "You've got no authority here." She snaps, "Dan, this is community safety." He cuts her off. "You're my wife, but you're crossing legal lines." My jaw drops. Her husband's a cop, and she's using that to bully people. Sarah's not fazed, though. "How many times has she pulled this, officer?" Dan shifts, uncomfortable. "I can't discuss ongoing cases, but she's got no right to enter your home." Lydia storms off, but not before hissing, "You know what you did, Mike. You destroyed my brother." "Brother?" That night, Sarah's on her laptop, showing me spreadsheets that'd make the FBI jealous. Lydia Brooks is Lydia Carter, sister of Tom Carter, a contractor I cited 3 years ago for major safety violation, shoddy materials, fake certifications, a building collapse that injured workers. Tom went to prison, died in a fight 6 months later. Lydia moved here 2 months after his death, bought her house in cash. No job, no records. "She's been stalking us," Sarah says, showing photos of our routine as I'm leaving for work, us grocery shopping. My skin crawls. "She blames you for Tom's death," Sarah adds. And she's not alone. She's got backing from his old fraud network. Sarah's phone rings, and she steps away, talking in a tone I've never heard official, clipped, like she's briefing someone. When she returns, she drops a bomb. "I'm not just a paralegal, Mike. I'm a federal investigator with the Construction Fraud Task Force. I've been tracking Tom's network for years, assigned to protect you after his arrest." My world tilts. Our marriage, our life, was it all a cover? She swears her feelings are real, but my head's spinning. Then our security cameras ping Lydia's back with a crew, professional gear, photographing our house like it's a sting operation. Another text from an unknown number. "Sign over your house tomorrow, or lose everything." 8 a.m., Lydia's at our door with a shiny new key that actually works. She steps inside, clipboard ready, crew fanned out like they're SWAT. I'm freaking out, calling for Sarah, who's mysteriously gone. The door swings open, and there's Sarah, walking calmly from the hallway, holding a federal arrest warrant. "Lydia Carter," she says, voice like steel, "you're under arrest for stalking, harassment, and conspiracy to defraud." Lydia's smug grin vanishes. Her clipboard hits the floor, keys scattering like her whole plan's unraveling. She stammers, "You're just a paralegal." Sarah steps closer. "Federal investigator. Your brother's fraud ring's been on our radar for years, and you just walked into our trap." Dan and 2 feds cuff Lydia as her crew bolts. Neighbors are out, phones up, filming the HOA Queen's downfall. Sarah explains, "My inspection exposed Tom's multi-state fraud network, endangering thousands." Lydia wasn't just grieving, she was his partner, targeting inspectors like me to ruin us. I'm reeling, not just from Lydia, but from Sarah. My wife's been a fed this whole time, our marriage a mix of love and duty. How do I even process that? Days later, it gets worse. Lydia's lawyer leaks fake audio of me threatening Tom, painting me as a corrupt inspector who drove him to his death. My voice, clear as day, saying vile things I never said. My job suspends me. Reporters camp outside. Neighbors turn cold. Even I start doubting myself. Was I too harsh on Tom? Sarah's on the phone for hours, talking digital forensics. She finally sits me down. The recordings are deep fakes, Mike. Lydia's network used voice synthesis from your old meetings. Our teams proved it. Relief hits, but so does betrayal. Sarah's been watching me for years, not as my wife, but as my protector. The feds exposed Lydia's network, 12 states, 43 contractors, $60 million in fraud. She gets 25 years. My name's cleared, and I'm awarded a Presidential Medal for Integrity, standing in the White House Rose Garden, shaking hands with the president while Sarah watches, her badge gleaming. We're heroes now, but at home, we're raw. Therapy helps turns out. Loving someone who lied to protect you is complicated. Sarah transfers to the local FBI office, choosing me over her next case. Our neighbors throw a block party, and those same folks who shun me now slap my back like I'm a war hero. 5 years on, we're still in Willow Creek, still married, still getting mail from workers whose lives my inspection saved. Lydia's keys are in a museum, a warning about power gone wrong. The construction industry's safer now, with new protocols born from Tom's crimes. I'm no hero, I just did my job. But sometimes, doing the right thing puts you in the crosshairs. Sarah and I were figuring out what's real, one honest conversation at a time. So, what's your wildest neighbor story? Ever dealt with an HOA nightmare or a grudge that went too far? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk about when justice shows up and who's holding the warrant when it does.